Good morning, sunshine. So this morning I wanted to bring you along and show you all how I brew my coffee using the Chemex. So I have been using this coffee maker to brew my coffee for some time now. Used to use a Keurig a while back and just decided to do away with that and try to figure out the healthiest way that I could brew my coffee. And after a lot of research, I found out that just using the Chemex with whole organic beans is the best way to make my coffee. And that is what I've been doing ever since. So I do take coffee breaks. I don't drink coffee every single day. Mostly I'll have a cup of tea. Sometimes everyday coffee for me just doesn't work. So I have cut back a lot on my coffee intake and just switched over to tea. But every now and again, I do enjoy a hot cup of coffee with my Chemex. So I'm just gonna bring you along today and show you all how easy it is to do. I am not a coffee expert by no means. So this is just how I make my coffee, just by doing research. It has seemed to work for me, and this is how I do it. First thing you wanna do is get your Chemex assembled. This is the wooden handle. Let me just put that on like that. Wrap this band around it and pull the drawstring in to tighten. Once you get that on there, just tie a little knot to get it secure. And then I have my coffee filter here. You put your coffee filter in with the 3 sides to the front. How we have it looking. And the next step is to pre-moisten the filter to not only get the paper taste out, but to also heat up your vessel. So the hot water is going to make this glass get hot before you start your brew. And over here, I have my hot water that has been brewing. It is ready to go. So right now, I am just going to pre-moisten my filter. So once it has been filtered through, I just like to shake it around a little bit and just get the Chemex heated up with that hot water. And then you would just discard of the water into this bowl or into the sink. And now we are ready to brew. So I do like to use the scale. Some people prefer not to use the scale. It is all preference. I like to use the scale, and I like to measure out 6 tablespoons of coffee. And I do grind my coffee. I use this little hand grinder, and it's too easy. You just grind it up, and then all the grounds drop down in here, and then you can just pour it out. I like to do that fresh daily when I'm gonna make my coffee. You don't have to use a manual one. They definitely have some electric ones. I just prefer to try this one out, and it's just been working for me. So I measure out my 6 tablespoons. And the amount of coffee is going to be also a personal preference, depending on how many cups you want to make and how strong you want to make it. My go-to recipe is always 6 tablespoons, and I find it enough to be for 2 cups of coffee when I pour in 700 grams of water. So I'm going to turn on my scale, it's zeroed out, and I'm going to pour 100 grams of water to start the bloom process. The bloom process has started. I'm going to wait 30 seconds and then I'm going to add 400 grams more of water. This time I'm just going to agitate the grounds a little bit by moving my water around and swirling, doing some swirling motions. Gonna wait a few more seconds to let that drain down. All right, and now I'm going to add the remainder of the water to reach my 700 grams. Just getting the coffee grounds off the side, and now I'm just going to do a steady pour till I reach 700 grams. And that is it, guys. That is how I brew my coffee. And like I mentioned before, I am by no means a coffee expert. This is just how I have learned to make my coffee brewing with the Chemex, and it has worked out great for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye. One last thing I wanted to add, you guys, is when I want to reheat my coffee, I just put this onto my eye, and I can put my Chemex right on top of that, and I can heat it on the stove. No problem. Bye.